Jeff.
What up, guys? We got Austin, Troy, Joey, Juliet. All right. And today, here's the thing. Today, we're going to be talking about software as a service, but we're actually going to be talking about the service part, right? Like, so it's really crazy if you guys didn't know, when I created this group, right, I started it whenever I was building software for clients, right? I had the highest paying client I've ever had in my entire life. And they were paying $15K a month for software development, right? $15K a month for software development. And I had that contract for like over 10 months, right? It was a pretty sweet contract. Like to the point where I was like, well, this is kind of like a job and I could just go do whatever, and I kind of took it easy. And I feel like the reality though is traditional software. Is my internet cutting out again?
No, you're good here.
Word. All right. So I feel like traditional software takes an incredible amount of time to build, right? Well, there's something called no-code software, right? So that means where there's like, you don't code up anything. You just drag and drop and use one of my favorite software tools is what my AI team is built on, is called Bubble, right? So it's a tool called Bubble, and Bubble makes it where just like you could build a website and you could drag and drop and you can make it do stuff like if you want to click a button, what happens when you click the button? It shows you all the options that you could possibly make when you click the button. Over time, the menu doesn't really change, so you know what you could build. So over time, you familiarize yourself with how to build software, right? At first, there's a lot of options, right? But over time, it gets easier, right? Just like any job, right? Well, here's what's crazy is I had a client recently, right? I went from software to music to software, right? Right. So now check out this. Recently, I got somebody. This is the craziest thing. My old employee that I hired, my old contractor that I hired, now has a software that he wants built, and he hired me for.
Oh, nice.
Like, that's convenient. Like, thanks, bro. Like, all right, sweet. Well, like, so he paid, and he wants it built in Bubble. Well, I started building in Bubble, and I'm like, bro, like, this is so slow compared to my AI team. And all of a sudden, I was like, wait, I wonder if I connect Bubble to my AI team. And son of a gun.
And
I did.
Nice.
We did it. All right, so here's what's really crazy. Bubble, I feel like, is phenomenal speed. You can build things so fast. I still feel today, I could build any software in the world in Bubble. There's just about nothing I can think of that I can't build in Bubble. Now, all of a sudden, I could build, because the AI could code something up in seconds, I could build stuff 100 times faster in Bubble. 100 times faster. Yesterday, I sat down at my computer for a few hours. I'm talking 6-7 hours, and actually worked on a client's project and used my AI team to code up software. I connected 12 API endpoints. These are things that have documentation like a mile long of like dang near Chinese. I don't know what it says, talking about vector stores and breaking up files into different bits and pieces. And you have to do it through this automation. I don't know what it is. But all I did was copy and paste the entire documentation of that API and say, make me a dashboard for this. And it did. Very first time. Make me a dashboard for this. And it freaking worked. And then I embedded that entire thing right into Bubble. And I made it where Bubble now sends variable data to the code. Like literally sends the code in the HTML. So that means when I push the button, it actually shows the user's name, all their information. It looks like seamless. You can't even tell the difference. The only difference is it's lightning fast. When you search, The search is instant. It's glorious. There's updates, modified. I connected 12 API endpoints. That means there's read, write, update, delete, all of these things that are connected. Something that would have took me 3 + 4 weeks in old traditional development took me less than 6 hours of work. 6 hours. I was showing them updates on like every hour on the hour. Here's a new dashboard. Now you could update. Now you could delete. Now you could find and search your records. Like, as fast as I'm talking to you is as fast as the AI was coded. Like, it was insane. I was having so much fun. Like, it's almost like one of those things where, because I know traditional code takes an incredible amount of time. And then I know no coding cuts that time down by a fraction. That's 1/10 of the time. And now all of a sudden I cut no coding down to 100th of the time. I'm able to save things in a database, log in, create users, all of that stuff because of Bubble, which is the no code part. And then I'm able to create the front end, making it look beautiful, like Austin kind of showed us beforehand. Full software in hours. And we're able to have clients with this. So here's what I'm going to start doing. Is as of right now, I have a $5,000 offer on my Facebook. Right? It's $5,000 if you want to hire me for software development on a monthly basis. Cancel anytime. Anytime. The second offer I have is, if you get the client, I will 100% train you for free. And we split the cost, right? I'm training you how to build the software, and you take the cost and you own the client. That client is yours. We build it with you. And then eventually you fully know how to. The reason why is you're going to want to actually have a project to work on to build. Literally, you're going to want to have a project to work on and build. And the reason why is we want it to, sometimes if it's for a client, it's not just your ideas of coming up with, like, hope this software sells. No, somebody hires you because they have a dream that, all right, this is what I need for my client. I own a real estate office and I need something that does this, this, and this. They already have customers. They already have a business. They already have something. You're just plugging into their system. Sometimes if you start building your own software right from scratch, you're going to end up creating something that nobody really wants yet. And sometimes it's really hard to get your own software off the ground. If you want to get your own software off your ground, that's a side project. Do it on your own time. 100%. So you own it 100%. Right? However, I use clients to train me. That's how you get paid on the job training. You go get a client and you get paid. So they paid you to learn. I work with nurses and doctors. It's not uncommon for them to take a surgery and they still call it a practice. It's their medical practice. In software development, it is never, I know software development, I'm the best. All right, well, go do it. Make it. Build something. Do it. You know what I mean? It's go practice what you do. Software development. It's taking things of an idea and turning it into a functional working tool on the internet.
I have questions if you were ready.
Yep, I'm ready, Troy.
All right. First I thought of is, did you record this process and you building it so that we could watch it? Or of course, in the next one, you could just, I would make sure to record so we could see how you went through these steps, a screen record. The other was, oh gosh, what was the other now? Shoot, I had three. The screen record. Oh, and then of course, I'm hoping that you're going to show us what you built. And then one just now, which kind of brought up is, I guess it'd be good to have a good way to, so if the clients don't come to us, you brought up a real estate office and their needs, maybe we could find a pain point or a need in a spot and then reach out to them, like maybe in a space we're familiar with or interested in. And so real estate would work for me as something I'm familiar with. and then reach out to these people to get them to be interested in paying us as we learn, right? So we wouldn't build something and then sell it, but we'd be able to, hey, where is there a need for software and what is it? We'll approach them and say, hey, I can build this for you. And so those are just some thoughts and ideas and questions. So what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So finding pawns to basically find people that are hiring, right? Like, here's what's crazy is 99% of the businesses, as crazy it is, have some sort of tool that they're missing in their business. And it's most of the time, it's super, super small things. As crazy it is. Like, hey, I have this CSV and I need to be able to take it and put it into my CRM. But the first name and last name are merged together. I just need to unmerge them first. But every day we get these.
Hey, stop taking my ideas.
Juliet's stolen idea, right? So that could be something that's in their system that they need, right? Well, like one of the softwares that I'm building right now, I'm gonna message the client and ask him if I could if I can share his project. Can I share your project with my group? Because sometimes client work is like their work, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I just want to verify. However, if I could share it, I'm going to share it with what I built. It's phenomenal because it's one of those things where this literally, when I was looking at it, I almost like had a mini panic attack of how like much work the client, like when a client talks to you, sometimes the outside work, it sounds like, oh, that's really easy. And so you take the job and then you take the job and you actually start doing the work. Well, all of a sudden, I'm not joking, I had to learn what a vector store is. I had to learn how to store these files. Well, like, it's like reading through this thing. And all of a sudden I came to the epiphany, like, wait, I don't speak this language of computer, but the AI does. And so in that process, I copied the entire thing. Let's see if you wrote back. I think that's fine. Okay. On the no worries if so yeah, so literally, like, instead of me going through and studying these things, the AI speaks computer. I copied and pasted the entire thing into AI. Every single time, each one, like, make me a full dashboard for this. And here's the thing is I'm connecting it, like, this is some really tough stuff. And then it made me the full dashboard. It's beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I hope he's getting back to me pretty fast. So we'll see what he says. So yeah, so now here's the thing is I believe there's a lot more people that just want to hire people for software. Yes, there's a market for people that want to learn. I'm so thankful that you guys keep showing up and you guys want to learn. However, there's a huge market of people that just like, bro, I just want it done. Where's the link? Like, I have more people hitting me up so far. I have 2-3 people already messaging me just from that offer. I do $5K a month. Cancel anytime software development. Cancel anytime software development. It's as simple as that. If you don't like it, if you don't want to keep building, if you don't want us on your team, cancel, no problem, anytime. However, I know how fast we work. I literally am almost done with the software they hired me. It's been 6 days. And I'm almost done with dang near the full software that they hired me to build. Logins, admin dashboards, updates, the ability to like completely use everything. And I'm so close to finishing it to final project. Like, it's such a blast to see how fast it can come together and then to see their reaction of, wow, this is possible. And so here's the thing is, a lot of times you don't need me as the guy that I don't need to be the guy that has to push the buttons and type it in. Sometimes it just needs, hey, I hit this roadblock. What do I do next? I hit this roadblock. What do I do next? You ask the AI first. If the AI can't help you, you ask me. Well, that little process of me jumping on a screen with you and walking you through, and this is how you do this part, like you're going to learn software development, like boots on the ground software development.
Do you want to walk through a hypothetical with one of us? Let's say for real estate, how that would go. You said, we could bring in somebody, you'd work with us. It would be our client. And we would split the pay. I think it's what you're saying, or if you want to just kind of try to walk through a hypothetical a little bit so we kind of know the steps and process in that.
Yeah. So you call me your senior development dev, right? Your senior dev, right? So that means if you ever get stuck, you have someone higher up to go to, right? But you're the one that talks to the client and manages them. Okay. You're the one. Now here's the thing. The client that I was charging $15K a month. Do you understand that?
Oh yeah.
If I charge $5K a month to do the whole software for you, does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you want to learn, I only charge half of the 5K. Right? So 2,500, I walk you through it at your senior development.
Right.
So that means if you get a real estate software client, Troy, and you say, hey, I'll build your software. And if I am a developer, you're a developer, and you have a senior developer on your team in America, if we get stuck, completely walk you through and help you with anything that you need to build the software start to finish. We specialize in internal softwares and softwares as a solution, right? That means SaaS. That means software that's you're able to sell to users. Multiple logins, sell it at the end user so you're getting paid for the software. That's what we specialize in. Internal tools are cool. That's fine. However, software as a service is where we specialize so that they can actually make money on their software, right? Like that is the goal. If you have a real estate agent and they're trying to make a software, it's most likely going to be an entrepreneur-like real estate agent that has a software that maybe it's like, hey, this is how you write your listings. And we make a listing software and they're able to scrape Zillow, get listings and make outreaches to them, and it writes the email or creates the listing for that whole page, right? So we're able to build all of that inside the software, whatever you so choose. We build one thing for the client at a time, right? Work on one thing at a time. Super simple, right? If we're working on the user login and dashboard, we build a user login and dashboard first.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example, and I'll speak with my mom. And like I said, I'm 1 week back finally, and but I know with the new laws that came in, or with NAR, National Association of Realtors and things, we're actually speaking with somebody who I think you've met, and he's out in Vegas, but this is all AI bot that you can call communicate with, and it'll handle certain things. And one of my mom's big concerns with the office is because it has to do with the commissions and whether you can say the commissions and set listing appointments. There's something that just real simple right along there. So what I'm to boil it down and how I could see it, it doesn't have to be let's say it's not a speak to, but somebody calls the office, they need to set a listing. There's certain things that need to be done that can't be done. Maybe it would be through a website or a text that certain answers could be handled, and then an appointment set. And I'm imagining, well, you can pretty much do anything, and I'll find out the details. But to stay away, what I'm trying to imagine is something that stays away from the audio bot, right? That communicates and talks to you. I'm not sure. That seems like it could be more work than just creating a SaaS through a text or some sort of a website that is actionable, that could maybe handle an appointment setting and getting certain questions answered. So I'll think about that, but that's kind of where my head is going in terms of something that's I'm familiar with, that's a need right now that could really, I think, be boiled down into something really simple, not to overcomplicate stuff. Like we have a clear point, start and end point that we want to get through, and we don't need all the garbage in between. We just need to get certain questions answered and an appointment set. So I'll see if, I'll boil, get more information on that, but that could be a good one. We'll see.
Yeah. Like literally something like that. It could be questions answered and an appointment set, but you could make a custom software that has like a form with a little button that they could click and leave like a voice message, and then it sends it to your guys' information and you get a notification on your phone, right? So sometimes software is just connecting multiple things together, right? Like it's as simple as like, hey, I got this thing and I want to make it do this. And then I want it, once it's done doing that, I want to send the result over here. Right? What up, Isaac?
What's going on, Isaac? How's it going? Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you great, man.
Yeah, okay. Sorry if I'm interrupting, guys. I just
glad you showed up, man.
At work. I'm at work and stuff, so I was trying to finish up my meeting and stuff, so I was able to join.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
Heck yeah. Right. So software is a lot of times just connecting multiple things, right? Like an example, right? Every time I get off these calls, I need to make it where I have to take my video, make a transcript, and upload it to YouTube with all of the information, the title, the keywords, all of that. Well, if I just had something I could just upload and then it just magically does that, and then I press one button and then it just sends to YouTube, I'd pay for it. That's all it does. That one simple thing, that's a software as a service, right? So think of something that you could do that's a one simple task that you could help a company with, right? Because you're going to be the one that builds it, and I'm going to be guiding you through, unless you just hire us the full way to do it, right? However, I see software as a very high ticket service, but the reality is we have an extremely low paying labor, almost free, almost. Right? Like literally like the day that I did yesterday, I probably used maybe 10, 20 bucks in coding credits.
How did you come up with your pricing? Because, that's variable depending on the industry, how large a company is, how big their need or pain point is, and you want to be careful not to price it too low just because it's simple for us, because that can kind of discredit its quality, just because people oftentimes they associate quality with price. Like, why am I going to buy a $15 happy hour steak? That can't be good, but it could be the best, but they're associating with price. So how did you kind of come up with your price point there? And are you making it sort of variable or dependent on the client? I get the feeling it's probably just kind of like, hey, I'm just getting this train on the tracks, and then we'll adjust after we get it rolling.
Yeah, correct. So are you talking about the pricing when I set this for the software that we're selling?
The 5,000.
Yeah, for the 5,000. Basically, I mean, that's what that's for like 1 or 2 devs tops. Like that's what, like, basically when you're building on Bubble, you want about 1 or 2 devs per project max. Like, well, that's like one person in charge and one person actually building most of the time. That's a solid team, So, and you could build dang near any software with that, as long as you have it on. So Callan's trying to connect right now, but Callan, he's my dev, right? He was my dev, and now I'm his dev, right?
Oh, that's who's hiring you.
Right, that's who hired me. Callan, as soon as he shows up, I don't know what's happening with his screen, but right.
That's
so
cool.
So he gave us permission. He popped in to show his software that we're building. Right. So you guys are actually going to be able to see, this is what I've built in the last, like, I'm talking 48 hours of working on this software. Maybe we're in 10, 12 hours. If you guys, something like this, I'm not joking, would have took 2-3 months to build out just what we have here. And so it's wild. It is absolutely wild. So when I come up with the 5K pricing, I feel like a website right now for my wife building a website, she's at 3K a month, right? We find that's fair. We're building pretty fast, like it's easy, right? So websites, that. I used to build for 10K a month and 15K a month for software. However, dude, like 5K, I'm just going to 5K is a fair price. 5K makes it where people are like, dude, I'm in. I could try it for the first month. The second month, if I get the software up, we could sell it. I'm in for the second. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that it's fair for everyone involved. I could build a team around that, and I could train people to do that as in my side for 5K, right? So I know it's works math-wise. Okay, what you got, Austin?
So I was because you were I've seen multiple posts on Facebook, and you were kind of talking about hiring people to help you out with the demand that you have. And I was thinking, are you familiar with now this is just an example. Are you familiar with usertesting.com?
I'm not. What is it?
So usertesting.com, they have this thing where you can get paid to test. So basically I would think just reverse engineer it and then see how you can work that into my AI team, make it like a certificate. Like, in order to be able to work for us, you have to get our certificate, and then here are the list of projects that we have going on that need work. Just an idea.
That's what's up. Yeah, I do like that idea. And here's what the thing is. I do want to create some sort of certification program that I'm going to teach people through. However, right now, it's interesting. Right now, it's like I could help the group right now. However, I kind of want to set up an internal team that I know I have 2 to 3 to 4 developers tops that are working on projects constantly. I want to get to that point. So, because here's what's going to happen. We're going to have a little ragtag team of our developers. I want you guys to teach the class. And the real secret is I want you guys to teach the class based on your projects that you guys done with clients. Like, hey, look, I just set this up. This is what I did today. And I want us to not speak from hypothetical. Oh, this is what's possible. I want you to, I did this yesterday. Here's how I did it. Right? That's the difference. Well, the very first way we got to do that is we got to first break away from in a sense, you guys aren't my customers. You understand? That's not the goal from here on out. You guys aren't my customers. Eventually, you guys are my partners that help me build software that we eventually launch, sell, and make money with. Like, that is the goal with this. Well, I need people to build with. I need people that know the process of bubble in my AI team. It's a requirement. It has to be because here's the thing. If you can't build in my AI team as fast as I can, if I can't see your stuff, if you're not understanding the lingo at the very basic, and then if you don't know how to get a client, one single client, that means you're just talking to another human being and saying, I could build you something on the internet. And they're willing to pay $5,000 for it. It sounds scary, but the reality is if we're going to have clients, here's the thing. It's so crazy. I believe software development is primarily done by overseas employees, right? A lot of people in India, a lot of people overseas, a lot of people over there. Do you know what's crazy? AI gives me the ability to code is 10 times faster than them. Me, in English. And I'm not even coding. It's phenomenal. It's the AI is the employee. You just have to be a project manager. That is what I want to teach you guys. Because guess what? A lot of them know they could go hire an Indian guy to code up their software. They know that. But they don't know, right? Callan said outsourcing tech to overseas is so risky. Huge advantage to be able to compete in the US. Yeah. And I'm telling you, people would rather hire someone in the US. And 10K, 15K for software development is nothing. I just got back from an investor pitch deck thing where everyone was pitching on stage. Every single person that was pitching, every single person was raising funds for software development. $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 for software development. They want to pay that amount. As crazy as it sounds. What you got, man?
Somebody's got a TV on.
Oh, sorry about that. It's my son. No, let me.
What you got? What you got? No, what you got? What you got? Question?
Well, it's kind of like a long. I don't know. I need some advice from you guys, especially Jeff. So right now, I'm working full time. My position. I work for a health insurance company in Orange County, California, and I've been there 14 years. I do some very old, they consider it old, programming. It's called EDI. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that, EDI. So basically, banks still use it.
Yes, I'm in the health insurance industry, so I know it very well.
Right, health insurance and all that. So basically, I deal with a bunch of unique code and health benefits and all that stuff for the company I work for. It's great and all, but I was told, which is cool, I'm glad they told me, basically in 3 years, my position will be automated. They want me to transition into a new position. They still want to keep me, which is great. But they want me at least in that new position in 2 years. So I've been shadowing different positions and all that, business analysts and data analysts and all that. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. So I have a passion for AI. Unfortunately, my company doesn't see AI in their near future. They see more of software development side, the old SQL, the old, Power BI and like all that SQL Server stuff. So long story short, I have an opportunity to go to school and they'll pay for it to become a software developer. But I don't know if that's going to be something that I want to do long term. So I'm very entrepreneurial, Jeff, and I've tried multiple businesses left and right. And so Bubble AI or Bubble IO is freaking amazing, and I just hear nothing but good things coming out of it. But my time is very limited, with kids and working full time or working from home. So, what would you guys do if you guys were in my position? Would you take some time, maybe before those 2 years are over? And the time started ticking last month, so you're already a month in the 2 year mark. Would you guys go into software development, the regular old school kind, or would you maybe try out Bubble IO for a couple of months and maybe give it my all until the end of the year, and then in 2025 start if Bubble IO doesn't help me in any kind of capacity to start my own little SaaS or something like that, or even help Jeff or even help anybody else. And then if nothing happens, then okay, I gave it a shot. And then starting the new year, maybe go to school, become a software developer, that type of stuff. I don't know. It's a lot. You guys probably can't. And I don't know. It's just something that's been bugging me in my head, and I just need some feedback from people, that are entrepreneurial, and you guys are all entrepreneurs, dude. So
So you don't have to start the school now. You could attempt to do something with Jeff and with us, and then start the school later. So it's an option.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. That's pretty much.
automatically I was thinking, yeah, you might as well take some free school. I mean, you're going to be able to apply it. I mean, if your time's limited, so you'll still be working a full-time job as you're going to school, right?
Right. Yeah. And well, the way it works too is they'll make me sign a contract saying that, hey, we're going to pay for your schooling, but once you're done, we want you to be here for us for at least 5, 6 years, that type of thing, which is great. It's like
Well,
you
that's
can't get rid
yeah,
of me.
that's
But
that's tough in the middle of this. But your transition. I mean, they just wanted you to take on another role, and you're pretty secure at that company because you've been there so long. Because I know
right.
a huge thing would be what other healthcare benefits you get from the company, right? You and
Oh yeah.
you and your family are probably covered.
Oh yeah. So literally, it's a company that's man, like they pay 90% of our healthcare.
Yeah, so I mean
So
that's it.
literally, and my wife had cancer, and she beat cancer, thank God.
Oh, yeah.
Two years ago. And so health insurance is vital for my future. I always have to have health insurance, no matter what.
Yeah,
And even if I do jump into the entrepreneur, if I do ever get to own my own business and work for myself, I still have the like the people. I can even use my own company that I work for as like the health. They can get me the health insurance I need for small businesses because that's what they do. They provide health insurance to small businesses, medium-sized businesses, large businesses. I mean, they help Walmart, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so
yeah, because a lot of people will work somewhere just because of the benefits. So that's good that you have that.
right,
As long as you feel secure in your position and moving into the new role, as long as that's not at risk, I feel like you could put off jumping into school because there would be a long-term commitment once you're done. So is the big factor in me thinking through your scenario is how secure you feel in your job, because I feel like if you take them up on the offer for school, they're invested and you're invested, and so you're going to be much more secure in your benefits, which are probably the biggest part of the job. So but if you feel strongly enough to maybe explore opportunities for the next 6 months, and then at the beginning of next year taking them up on their offer, if there's no threat from others, it's an interesting spot, but that's the biggest factor to me. I'd say jump into the school to secure your benefits if you feel comfortable enough to kind of explore other opportunities for 6 months because you're more entrepreneurial and maybe you want to be in this game for the next 6 years. But that's where I see the decision is the risk on you being able to stay and get your benefits.
yeah.
What do you guys think?
I mean, I think it's fantastic that you have somebody that will pay you to build. I mean, like, and pay you to learn. I mean, like, a lot of times you could just start learning on their project. Like, hey, look, like, I know you guys said you guys are willing to pay. Do we have anything that you would want me to build now? And then you just show up to these type of things and you build through that process, right? And it's the same thing. Here's what's really cool is right now, most of the software development is like, yes, you would go to school for software development. You'll learn a lot of some of those, maybe the old school stuff. I am getting that feedback from your mic.
Yeah.
Oh, let me mute it.
There you go. Sweet. And so, I mean, traditional school, like I was going to be I applied to be a video game programmer, and it was like some online school, and they ended up like, I couldn't pass the math test. And for me, I was like, wait, I'm going to school. I'm going to pay you guys to teach me the math. Like, that's you guys don't teach me. Right. And like, so I just had the basics of like, and then I was like, I don't understand. Like, I'm actually coding video games already. Like, I was already building Roblox games. I was building games on Unity. I was like, I'm already doing this. There's already YouTube videos on this. I just want to go to your school because I want to do the environment. Like, and it was just like, I had to learn a whole bunch of other stuff. So, I mean, like, it's totally up to you. I mean, like, it's one of those things where having the luxury of having a job that's going to support you and like build your education, I think that's fantastic, right? Over time, like, I just know that anytime I had a client outside of my job, they said something called what was it called? Moonlighting, right? And it's where you like make money outside of your business, you know. And so I was on salary.
Yeah, and a lot of those contracts have that because I looked at I'm in the insurance industry, so a lot of it has that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
But Isaac, I've been in the health insurance industry for over 20 years, so we probably could have a conversation offline, and I have a lot of ideas of what kind of softwares are emerging in the health insurance market.
Yeah, and like you were saying, Jeff, I think there this is another thing I thought of as you were speaking, Isaac, is if you were to just jump into the school, there's people can only the company can only what do I say, not pay attention to AI and new technology for so long. So in a way, you can get trained, you're learning some stuff, you're thinking about ways in which, as well as being involved with us and thinking about ways in which to apply what you're learning here to what you know or what they're teaching you. And it could create some good upward mobility or opportunity, I would think, if you're able to shine in something as they drag their feet and train you in some more old things.
Especially in the California small group market for like pretty much any groups over 50 employees. If you have a dependent level census, there's companies now that you just upload the member level census. Their AI tools does a risk assessment, connects to different pharmacy databases, different things, and it spits out a risk score, and then it's attached to like 18 different stop loss vendors that are willing to quote like right away and start doing self-funded things, which in California, the health insurance market hasn't really been there for the smaller groups as it is across the country. Now I'm in Texas, so I'm seeing a lot more stuff in different states than in California, but yeah, AI is gonna be the future for all industries.
What where in OC are you, Isaac? I'm going to be down there on Saturday. I'm up in Marina Del Rey, and I'm going to a comedy show.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm in Fullerton, so it's like right by Cal State Fullerton. So
Yeah,
I live in that area.
okay. Well, you're on Facebook or in the group or something, I imagine. I don't know. We might even be connected already, but we should connect and then.
Yeah, sounds good. Sweet.
Yeah. All right, guys. So Callan is here, and I think he's at work right now, so he's kind of just commenting in the chats, right? However, Callan basically came to me with a software idea, right? He's been working on this for a while, and it is a mammoth of a task to complete. All right, if you guys don't know what Callan's software is, he has a software that he wants to build called Chat Bridge. All right, he wants to make it where OpenAI has something called assistants, right? And those assistants make it where you could store large amounts of data into the brain of the AI, right? So imagine if you have a website and you have a couple hundred pages, or you have a whole bunch of documents, like a whole bunch of text files or PDFs, or you have the entire hypothetical, the Bible, and you wanted to upload that and chat with that. Well, he has the ability to make that where that happens. Not only that, is you're going to be able to connect those chats into your little chat widget onto your website, and that could chat with your knowledge. And now your users could chat with that on your website. Or you could use it as an internal chat tool, right? So in order for that to happen, to store a large amount of data, there has to be a lot of things to make that happen, right? Like you have to take files, you have to take all the information, all the text things, and you have to chunk it up and store it into the brain of the AI. Well, that's about 12 APIs in total just to make the back end of that happen. All right, so here's what's really crazy is when Callan kind of explained this task, I'm not going to lie, it sounded a little easier from the outside than it was when I started diving in, right? And so I'm going to share my screen, and Callan's laughing because he knows. All right.
Why do you think he has you doing the grunt work?
Right. All right. So here's what's really crazy. So this is OpenAI, and this is what's called the Assistance API. Okay. And if you guys look at this, it says create assistant, list assistant, retrieve assistant, modify assistant, delete assistant, and then the assistant object. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 APIs just with this one. But here's what's really crazy. It's not actually just 5. That's where a noob would be misled. That's where I was 5 days ago. All right, because it's like, oh, cute. It's just the assistant API. And then you scroll down, and this one little thing, it says tools. It says a list of tools to enable your assistant to do things, right? Like code interpreter, file search, or functions. Well, just this one little tools has its own, like, if you want to upload a tool such as file search, well, now you have to upload files. All right, so now we go down to the files. Okay, so this is 5, count on my hands, 5. Well, now we go to the files storage. Okay, so this is vectors. Let's see. So we go to the files. So this is just file search. Okay, so file search. So before we do the file search, we have to upload the files. Okay, so now we are uploading the files into here. Okay, so we have the file upload. Well, that is its own API endpoint. Well, now we have upload files, list files, retrieve files, delete files. Retrieve file content, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually 5. 5 API endpoints. Well, here's the thing. If I was a developer, let's just say 3 months ago, I would have to sit here and read all of this information. All of this. Right? Everything, and then connect it. And then not only do I have to connect it, now I have to map every little thing where the delete button works, and then it sends it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of intricacies just to get the file upload worked. But here's the thing. That's where I thought was like, okay, I just upload the file to the API. And then all of a sudden, magically, the AI has file ability. Oh boy, was I wrong. Apparently, you have to store the files in something called a vector database, or whatever that is. So basically, it takes the file and it chunks it up into little tiny pieces so that it could be called when needed, so you don't call the entire file. So as I'm on this search, I was like, oh, great. I have to now, this same little line on this assistance, just to be able to create assistant, now I have to do the tools, I have to do the file search, I have to upload the file, and then now I have to store in a vector search. So now we go to vectors. All right, now we go to vectors. All right, so we go to vectors. All right, and vector files are an entirely different thing that I have to now figure out and learn. All right, so where's this vector files? Right, and so we go to vector files, and it's an entire different thing for the assistants to be able to upload and use and store as vector files, okay? So now the AI has to have these vector files, and that itself is its own vector stores. Look at this. Vector stores is what we store the files in now. Vector stores has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 itself. Well, let me just show you guys what I did. All right, if we go into my AI team, let me show you how I solved this. Because at first I had a panic attack, like, I'm not going to be able to finish this. This is insane, right? And so here's what I did. If we go into the files right here, and I have to connect this entire API endpoint. Watch this. La-di-da-di-da-di. I'm going to copy and paste the whole entire thing. The whole thing. Retrieve file content, the file object, everything. Watch this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to my AI team, and I'm going to say, watch this. I'm going to say, create me a dashboard for this and allow me to add my API key, keep it secret, so no one sees it. And I'm going to paste my giant API documentation instructions in. And then I'm going to hit create project. And if you guys didn't know, in Bubble, back in the day, I would have to drag and drop. I would have to connect every single API. I would have to do an intense amount of work to get this thing set up. This would take me, and just to familiarize myself with the documents, a week. Then I have to connect it all. That's another week. Callan, if you don't remember, when I was getting paid $15K a month, Callan was who I was hiring to set all these things up for me. I was paying him good because I need help with all this. This takes forever. And watch this. API dashboard secured. This makes it where we can upload files, right? So I'm going to say, give me all the options, right? This didn't give me all the options, and I'm going to hit generate. And I'm going to paste the entire thing back in. And this creates me a OpenAI files dashboard. So here's what I did with this thing. I yesterday built the entire thing inside my AI team, every single one of these. And check out now Callan software, right? Right now we're building the dashboard. I haven't connected everything, right? This is the dashboard of what it looked like when he gave me the software. This is the only page that I had. And then here's what I have. Now we have the file storage. Check this out. We have a complete file storage that the AI coded up for me. This is everything. I can upload files into this. I can upload it and add it to the assistant. I can now manage my files. I can see every file inside OpenAI. I can now view my vector stores in my OpenAI and see all my files inside this thing now. Inside here. So this is a giant window into OpenAI. I did this by editing and updating these things over and over inside my AI team. Then from there, now we have the little chat bots. So we actually have our assistants. Soon our assistants are going to show up just like this one does, right? You guys can see right here. This is what the OpenAI assistants dashboard is. So now when you connect the assistants, now you need to actually see what's inside those assistants. So now here's it. Check out this. We have instant search, where it instantly displays look how fast that search is. Look at that. Like, what? Right? So this is every single where we could view the assistant. We could see all the code for it. I can modify these things right here on these things. I can delete if I want to. These are all those API endpoints set up. And then if we look right here, this is embedded into his software in Bubble. If you guys look inside how I'm building this in Bubble, if I go into the back end, check this out. All this is in my Bubble page this is a page right here, and then it shows, and then I embed HTML on the website page. Where it needs to be dynamic data on here, I'm literally putting in, check this out. I'm passing in the data from the Bubble into my HTML code from behind the scenes. I'm connecting Bubble to our HTML. All of this stuff that I'm building inside Bubble, Callan knows, would have took months to build. Months. Callan and their team don't know, but I'm going to be chatting with their bots literally within a week, talking to their software. We're going to be able to have users purchase his software in less than a week or two.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's epic. That's freaking huge.
This is something that would have took me probably 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months.
Wow.
Just for a working prototype, bro. For what he wants connected. This is massive.
Yeah.
And now we have a full-on ability to upload, view data. Like, there's not even an easy way to manage these files correctly. You see the storage usage? When you get to 100%, OpenAI starts to charge you per file storage every day. It gets extremely expensive. If you don't even know that you're at 100% because OpenAI doesn't tell you, you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, dude, why isn't I getting charged hundreds of dollars a day? This makes it where you could instantly go to your file and look, I can hit delete. Do you want to delete this file? Yes. Done. Deleted. If I want to upload a file, I can upload a file right to this. If I want to add it to a vector store, which you don't even know what that means right now, but I could add multiple files to a vector store and connect it to my AI in a few seconds. This thing, it's so wild how fast I'm able to build this software now. Like all of these APIs, I'm able to connect in seconds. 30 seconds, that connected 4 APIs, 5 APIs. And then I'm saying, make it look 10 times better. Make it look, I could go in here and I could say, make this, here, I'll do the voice. Make this look like Apple designed it, right? And then all of a sudden, it's going to update the whole software for me. And I don't have to sit there and figure out what the custom CSS. If you know code, great. You could look at the code and you could update it at any time. And a lot of times I do, because guess what? Being around it in the environment of code, eventually you start to understand code. And so I am. I'm learning from this thing rapidly. Look at it, just completely updated the entire thing. Like, here, look. Yeah, completely updated this. Like, and now we have a files dashboard, everything right here. Here, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I could add my OpenAI affiliate or API key in here. Bam. All right, and look. Now I'm going to share my screen again. You guys see how we copied and pasted how many APIs were that? Right? That was 5 APIs. I connected it. I'm now connected to my files inside OpenAI. I added my API key. This is the one that we coded right here in front of you guys. I added my API key, and now instantly, here's all my files. I could delete these files. I could update these files. I could add more files, every single thing in here. That was 5 API endpoints I set up right in front of you guys. 5. Go to Fiverr, right? Fiverr.com. And look at this. I'm just gonna search, explore, right? I gotta sign in. The reason why I'm gonna show you this is because if I just type in API and you look up people that are setting up an API, the cheapest market in the world, I will create a website, $210. I will be your Node.js developer, $120. Right? If I type in Open AI API, these are people that are just going to set this up for you. I will build an API for you for $300. You guys, I will integrate an OpenAI API into your application for $100 for one. Oh, you want more? Oh, no problem. I just set up 5. And it instantly worked. It worked the first time. Do you guys see how it works? It worked. This is phenomenal. We have a skill that people will pay high ticket money for. I have proof. I've been paid high ticket money for this exact thing. And now we could instantly make software that uses crazy complex APIs, crazy hard things to build. We could connect in seconds right here with AI and then embed them into a no-code solution. So now we could use that as our backend. We could use Bubble for all of the hard, like the little sending emails when we want, like everything that we want to do in Bubble, we could do. Bubble's its own little software world to learn. However, the fact that you don't have to learn as much is phenomenal. Over time, you're going to learn many software. Bubble's just one of my favorites. I love Bubble. You could use SQL database. You could use whatever you so choose. If you ever get stuck, you see this little chat button. You sit here and ask, how do I connect this to Bubble? And you ask the AI. The AI knows your code right here and will guide you through how to set this up to your code. You ask the AI first, and then if you get stuck, you ask me. That's the system of process that I'm going to be setting up. Look, it literally walks you through how to set it up. This is exactly how I set it up. How convenient. Same thing that you guys are going to do, right? Like, use this AI to go, like, teach you how to do this. It's phenomenal how smart this is. You could ask this questions 1,000 times and it's never going to get bored and tired of you asking the questions. If you don't see the power in that, think about this. Isaac is considering paying for school. Your teacher is not going to let you ask questions for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on what you're trying to walk through. And if he does, you got to pay for his time. That's why school costs a lot of money. That's why your company wants you to sign a 6-year contract, because this stuff takes a lot of knowledge. Well, all of a sudden we have this little chat button that we could learn a lot of this stuff from. We have no-code solutions that could build any software imaginable, and we could use the AI to connect right into the software. I'm connecting my coded software right into his bubble software. And I'm building 10 times faster, because guess what? They want to launch fast to get customers. Is that correct? They said, hey, Jeff, it's an urgency that we launch this software to get customers. Well, guess what? You came to the right guy. I have a tool that literally, I've never seen anything like this in the history of the world, because AI wasn't this advanced. Nobody else has a tool like this. I probably am one of the very first to build a software like this, start to finish. And we are probably one of the first to ever see the results like this. I was realizing that because I'm like, there's not a lot of people that have AI text to code right now that are using it as fast as I am, that can iterate in a development process. Literally right now, we're able to just make simple updates right up top. Right up top. Super fast. Like, there's other sites that are like this, but none that are built just like this. They don't have the chat. They don't have the history. They don't have the fork. This one is different. I'm building this for a tool that I'm actually using on a daily basis. And what I'm telling you is this tool is a phenomenal labor. This is who I hire first. But what I'm saying is I could train anyone to do this. Anyone to do what I'm doing right now. I am building software so incredibly fast. Soon I envision my downstairs, like, I don't know, 3rd story of my house, I'm going to turn into a full production shop here in Vegas. I might have to get my wife's approval first, but nonetheless, that's what I see with this. Why? It's because we have a high ticket thing that people will pay high ticket money for. And we have a labor that will do it in seconds. How many lines of code is this? Look at this. How many lines of code is? 297 lines of code written in a few minutes. That's phenomenal. Like, the amount that we could, and here's the thing, it's not even that this is like, it's not even that we're selling a Fugazi. Software is actually useful for the people that need it. Somebody's hiring you because they have a problem and they need something solved, and they're coming to you. So when you solve their problem and it works the first time and it's great and it's fast and it looks beautiful, this looks beautiful right from the start. I didn't have to use the created ad. I didn't have to put the purpose. I didn't have to make the little delete button. I didn't have to do any of that. This, if I was building a house and this was the paint, and all of a sudden I could say, paint the house, and it painted the house, that's what we have here. Make this software, and it does. It is phenomenal. This is something that I believe that there's an educational piece that there is still, like, how do I do this? I need to do this. Because it could do this so fast that now we just need clients, and we need a lot of problems to solve to prove that this works. I want to prove that this works every day. Every single day, I want to prove that this works by launching software in the market. And I want to find the best people I can of how many people can launch software in this as fast as possible. I'm going to go in October to a convention for Bubble, right? It's a Bubble conference. You fly down to New York. You stay there for 3 days. You meet everyone. You meet the team. It's going to be phenomenal. I did it last year. I'm going to do it this year.
I'll be there.
legend, right? I was going to say, if you guys want to go, let's go, hang out. Here's the thing. We were all talking about flying down, having music competitions, all that thing. What's insane? Software actually pays high ticket. It's not like where we sell a song. Guys, I literally the other day sold a song for $50. The guy wants edits. It doesn't meet his style. I have to make changes now on a song for $50. Bro, I'm just going to refund him the money. I make so much more selling websites and like selling software. If you want changes on a software, there's a difference. You're paying me $5K a month. I don't need to. That makes sense. You want changes and updates. You want the bubble red? I got you. I'll make it flash it. I'll make it fancy and flashy. Make this fancy and flashy. 10x, baby. Right? And then literally it does. And I don't have to update it. I don't have to write the code. It will interpret what fancy and flashy is. If my customer says, can you make this pop? I'll tell the AI, can you make this pop? And it will do it. I don't have to sit there and figure out what the pop means. The AI will figure out what pop means. It will add the shadows and the cool colors. And look at this. Now we have it fancy and flashy, baby. Come on.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick. So who is the end user for this software?
For the client?
Who is the ideal customer for the software you're building?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's an example. So I was telling my wife what you could do, right? Let me give you a little snippet, because you see how you could view the bots and you could view them, but we don't have a create yet. So here's where I'm building the create. Check this out. We're getting really, really close, baby. All right. I'm going to refresh this so I don't spoil it. All right. So my wife came to me and she says, hey, I have a competitor's website and I would like to scrape all of the site information and be able to write blogs about that on my company. She's a phenomenal blog writer. She's in the same niche, but I wanted to write blogs on her. So I want to scrape her site and I want to scrape a little bit of my site. And there's one other competitor's site I want to scrape. So here's what we do, right? Now we have something called LC design, copywriter, right? Boom. We could put the description, writes copy for LC design, right? And we could add information, right? You use competitors' blogs to rewrite content for LC design. Okay? Design company. All right. And here's what's cool. Now I could scrape the website. And so I could put in my competitor's site and I could hit scrape. Now what it's going to do, it's going to crawl and get every single page all on the entire site. At the same time, as soon as it gets every site, I scrape every single page for the content because you want it, right? And literally it's going to return a list in a few seconds of all of those site pages and us to be able to view the content with a little checkbox. So check this out, right? Now I could check all these and I could hit view content and look at it. Here's the content on that page, the entire content from that site. And now I could check which ones I want. I could view the content. If I want another website, right? I want myaiteam.com, right? I could also add another website because I want to scrape another competitor's website and add this one. I could do that also, and it's going to add both of them. So now I'm going to scrape all of the content, get everything. Well, I also might have a blog system where like somebody wrote a really good way of writing blogs, right? So look, now I have all my AI team's websites. Look at all this. This is all my AI team's pages and LC Designs pages. So now I can combine both of that knowledge into a single brain. And then look, I could click all these and I could add selected pages to the website, right? This says I have to add the open API key. We'll add that soon, right? And then I can upload files. That's why I needed the back end stuff, because you see the file storage, all of this stuff gets stored into a file, then gets stored into a vector storage, and then you're going to see the assistant in a few seconds. All of that gets stored when you hit the create button on here. And then next, you're going to be able to sit there and chat with it. And you're going to be able to say, write me a blog on this topic. And it's going to reference the live information that you scraped. And you're going to be able to chat and make content with it. Also, with ChatBridge, there's other plugins, because this gives you a little like basically assistant ID. You see this assistant ID right here? These are all my assistants. So after we create it, it creates an assistant. These are all my assistants that I've already created. This is like custom trained AI on your information, and you could train it on massive amount of content. I'm talking like the Bible, massive, 100,000 page websites. You could train it on. And now you could sit there and say, who owns this website? What products? You might have 1,000 real estate offices or 1,000 real estate houses, and you want to train an AI on all of that content. And the AI needs to be able to respond properly of where the address is, who owns it, all of that information. That's what this is going to be able to do in seconds. But in order for it to do seconds, I have to connect 25 freaking APIs. So somebody can do it in seconds.
Okay, this is brilliant. Now, seeing how all this APIs are coming from OpenAI, is this just a way of like rebranding AI to work better because you can scrape other sites and store it all in there, and it's just a faster way it's just a quicker way to do it, and it's kind of like rebranding it in a way, right?
Yep. So what I love what you just said, there's something called wrappers, right? Where you just build a beautiful dashboard for somebody else's really cool software. That's it. My AI team is a wrapper, guys. All I do is call OpenAI and tell them to do stuff, and I return it back for you. That's it.
Got it.
That's it. That's what software is.
Okay, makes sense to me now.
Yep. 1,000%. 1,000%, Joey. You're just calling it. Now, here's the cool thing. Sometimes you're combining multiple things. Well, check out this. When I do this scrape right here, I'm actually scraping, which is calling my website scraper and crawler API.
Right.
So that's using that's using two different APIs. That's using not OpenAI. I'm using a different API. So there's other APIs. You're combining tools and making beautiful dashboards for them.
Got it.
Right? Someone's hitting up chat. Let's go. Callan said, 1,000%. We literally have people been waiting for this to be finished. And he's right.
Yeah, so sorry, I had myself on mute when I was trying to say something earlier. So this is basically custom GPT. And ChatBridge is basically I was wondering where the name came from. That's just a place for you to house and manage all your custom GPTs.
Nailed it.
And then you don't have to pay OpenAI to house them there, and you can manage them much easier. And you're just scraping whatever sites, because I learned that in my other mastermind. I created a custom GPT for my mom's office, and you reference certain things and you give it a voice, and so actually that reminds me that might be a next step. Although as a custom GPT, it kind of already has its own voice, but it's really just pulling from a specific data set. So would we be able to create, or is that coming, or that could be an idea to create different avatars or voices that could utilize or communicate through these GPTs, right? Because that would be slightly different if because a lot of people may, and I'm just going off top, so haven't thought this through, but let's say mortgage and realtors or something, they're all in the same industry, but they might have a different voice or vision or ideas of things. So that avatar of that data set is essentially the same, but the avatar would be slightly different. And then when communicating, now this is getting advanced. I know we're all thinking like this. I think this is the direction things are going inevitably. So I'm not sure that it's how relevant or important it is to apply that idea now, but that's kind of, where my mind or our minds naturally walk down and go down that rabbit hole. But I think but you already confirmed, I did get it, that this is basically just an external a dashboard to manage all custom GPTs that we create through my AI team, and then and then we could. That's right. So that, I think that's freaking amazing, because it was good to go through that process in my other mastermind, and if you can tweak and change and pull all that data in so easily, it makes it that much more enjoyable and useful, because people expect a lot when working with AI and making these claims, right? So it's brilliant.
Yep, 100%. And the progression of it, right, is to be able to make it where that bot is able to be deployed onto internally or externally, right? So now you have it where it's an internal chat tool, and it could be used for your internal office, or Callan to make it where it can be installed like via a widget on your site, so people could actually chat with it and they could book appointments, and right, like it's connected that way. So it's a pretty cool tool. It's phenomenal. So to be able to like interact with data like this, I mean, my wife, the first question she asked was, when is it going to be ready? Like, that's it. She wants to use it now. And I mean, like, bet, like, that sounds awesome. That's like, I love it when my wife validates, because here's the thing is, you guys didn't know my wife. It's like, sometimes it's when you sell something to your family members, they have this bias, like they're not going to want to, like it's you know what I mean? Well, that's the same thing. If I suggest something, like some people don't think it's cool. Well, like I really have to sell my wife on things sometimes, right? Well, like I just told her what I was building and she's like, well, that sounds freaking awesome. Like I've been wanting to do that in my AI team for a while, but I mean, like for me to add all that, that's just a lot. Like this is like for me to add that back in. No, this is its own software. You know what I mean?
So Callan's paying you to build this. Is this going to be part of OpenAI, or are we going to pay a subscription fee to Callan to use this tool? Or I mean, my AI team. Sorry.
No, yeah, this is 100% Callan's software. This isn't anything to do with my AI team.
And right. So then you're building it. Would that rest in the widget space or in the my AI team store where we could then subscribe? Is that the plan? Or I don't know if Callan can type or let us know later how we can get access to this.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be a so Callan says, which is correct, right? This will be a standalone tool that you guys will subscribe to. And as it becomes ready, you guys will have access to it. And I'll just, like by sending out the link. And if you guys want to subscribe to it.
Right.
So, and that's phenomenal. I hope you guys do, if you guys do, and so, yeah. What you got, Joey?
Oh, I didn't have anything. I just unmuted my microphone because somebody was here.
That's what's up. Yeah. So definitely. So it's definitely gonna be a standalone tool. And my thought is you guys could see, like, just like Callan and I were doing before, right? We were building software for clients. I want to do that more. It was phenomenal. No joke. Callan and I were on these meetings just like we are right here. And Callan was sharing his screen. I was hanging out doing my thing. He was doing his thing. If we got stuck, we would ask each other what to do. I got stuck, I would ask him. He got stuck, he would ask me. It was a phenomenal team. I would love to have some people come down in Vegas. However, the reality is this is probably what the work is going to be like. Where we're all hanging out on here, you'll be on mute when you're undone and you need help. You just unmute yourself. Let's just hang out and talk and work. Right? Like this will be like the work sessions. And like you're just sitting there building. Get used to having your face or turn it off. I turn mine off. I don't, because most of the time I'm carrying my phone around and you're seeing the inside of my nose, right? So Yeah, I love it. Callan said, side note, this will allow white label subscribers to resell bots that we design and almost instantly deploy lead generation and qualification bots to business, instant chatbot agency, right? And this is what I love. You see how Callan is creating an agent, like a software that can make people money soon. It's phenomenal. Like over time, we're all going to be making software that we have all customers for. You know how exciting that is? Isaac's going to have 100 customers subscribe to his software a month. You know what I mean? Austin, you know, it's going to be legend.
So,
What you got, Isaac?
oh, and I was just gonna say that, yeah, I can see agencies having that the tool. It's yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because imagine you have a client that wants to train their information and deploy it. I had a client, we brought them on and they said, hey, can you write, like they hired us for copy for my wife's like agency. And literally like they sent us a custom trained GPT. They're like, hey, I already trained this. Here you go. That was part of their onboarding docs. They just randomly sent it. I feel like in the future, that's going to be a normal thing. Well, who gave it to her? Custom trained assistants on your company and all of your data is going to be incredibly valuable. Imagine onboarding an employee and saying, hey, if you have any questions about our employee rules, ask the AI.
Question, is this all through OpenAI, or you can choose which one you want, Gemini or you want different ones? And if you can choose, where do you choose, or can you use multiple?
Yeah, right now this one is all through OpenAI, mainly because they have the assistants. I haven't seen anybody else that has other assistants, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mainly for large file storage. In the future, hopefully they do, and then I'm sure the AI will give me, I'll just tell them, hey, make it where it can be a variable, you know what I mean? And we just update the software. So here's what's cool is software development, long-term, just what you said. Well, imagine in the future, we need to update it. Well, Callan's software might need updated. Well, the cool thing about software development is like you almost have a job for a while, because who else is going to update the dang code base?
Right.
But you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool that you build a job that you the software clients that you have, you should feel like the success of that client is 100% your fault. If they get success, your fault. If they don't, your fault. That's exciting. Because here's the thing is when everything goes good, it's woohoo. You guys saw CloudStrike or whatever that software is, CrowdStrike. They pushed an update. They crashed hundreds of millions of computers.
Disaster.
Right? Some software guy pushed a button, updated on Friday. Oh man, all I could think of was like, dude, you know how many times I've launched an update and like I get messages like, hey, it's not working now. Like, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know why it works on my computer.
I talked to another friend of mine, old roommate, and he said, what a dumb mistake, because he's like, that's like rule one is to test it before you hit the update. So I don't know the specifics, but you would think that something like that can be avoided, and there's standard steps to keep from that happening. So somebody might have just jumped the gun, I guess.
Totally. Right. So yeah. So this stuff's wild. All right. So here's the thing. Client management is the technical work could be done by AI and we could always outsource it to somebody else. Right. I know that's 100% true. Right. Like talking to the client is a skill. That is the skill. So if you guys haven't got the class inside the Learn group right here inside the AI coaching group and learned how to sell websites, selling a website is the exact same thing as selling a software. Same thing, right? Like absolutely same thing, right? So the only difference is you're asking for more money. Eventually ask for more money after the 5K. Hey, 5K, 10K, 15K. But the way we do it is by proving the work. The way I got the 15K client is I showed him my AI team. He said, wow, this is a beautiful software. I wish I had something just like it. He said, how much? How much for you to build something like what you have for me? And I said, 10K. And then we worked for about 3 months. And then he says, hey, can I make it where we could build this other software too? And I said, sure, extra 5K. And now all of a sudden I'm building 2 softwares for the client for 15K a month. And then he said, hey, look, let's just focus on the one software for now, but put all of our resources on one. So for about 3 months, I was with one software for 15K. Over time, it just gets easier and better the more you know and more you learn. They're going to want updates. Great. Who do they have to pay to make updates? You, me, us. It's phenomenal. Over time, you get somebody on your team that can make the updates for you. Over time, you have a team that can do all of this stuff. I'm going to keep training people because I need a pool to pool from. Like, so Isaac, when you say I'm going to send people to school, guess what? School, unfortunately, right now isn't teaching my AI team in Bubble. That's what I need on my team, my AI team in Bubble. The people that know that the best is who I'm going to hire. Because guess what? The clients I'm going to help are my AI team in Bubble. That's it. That's going to be my stack from here on out. My AI team in Bubble. And we're going to build lightning fast. It's going to be crazy. That's what I want to be known for. That's the software development team that builds lightning fast and shows up and delivers. We ship products for software users so we can get customers. Look, he's on Udemy right now looking for Bubble. I need to start selling Bubble classes on Udemy. I'm out.
Yeah, start signing because looking it up right now, dude.
Yeah, here I'm gonna save you out. Oh, this is the class that I took. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's 3 hours. Let me show you.
Sweet.
Right? The one I learned,
man.
dude, it was freaking legend. All right, Bubble.io for beginners. All right. Literally, she walked me through every step by step. It was glorious. After I took this class, I was able to build my software literally like that day. All right, so watch it, enjoy it. Tell me what you guys think. The class is phenomenal. 3 hours, best 3 hours you spent. Watch the class before you start Bubble. As crazy as it sounds. Okay? Watch the full class. Bubble, like, Joey, you have a server. Bubble's going to help you. Like, you could connect your server to Bubble also with the little subdomains and all that. The server, I still use the server because I need emails and I need all that backend stuff. All the scripts, I still need the server. That Python script, that website scraper API, that's all running on my server. And Callan is calling that server for me. That means my script is built into his software. When he gets users, he uses my script. I get paid the longer his software is in existence. Do you guys see that? It's embedded. My software is literally embedded into his software. And he pays me monthly for that.
Isn't that kind of how you told me how you had your meme coin set up? It was like yours meme coin was embedded in someone else's meme coin or something like that.
And now I'm doing it for software, Joey. Joey, if I'm going to make it where I get paid and I'm in Hawaii and every 5 seconds my phone has to be put on mute because the Stripe accounts are so annoying. That is the goal.
Good goal. I like it.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I know
That
software
would be amazing.
because guess what? It's not attached to my time. Selling the clients and the hustle work, that's high ticket reoccurring work. I'm trying to train my team to handle that whole thing. And I'm trying to find who's the best to help me with that. However, the way you do it, you have to get a client because you learn by practicing like a doctor does. Could you imagine a doctor just practicing on cadavers his entire life? That's like practicing on pet projects and your own stuff. Stop. We need a client that says, I have this problem, help me. And that's who we work on. That's our practice. If you get a client, I will help you Do not sell software for less than 5K. If you do, you're on your own, partner. Right? Not worth it. 5K for software a month, minimum. You and I split. If you sell it for 10K, cool. I'm only 5K or 2,500 a month to teach you how to build it. Put the rest in your pocket. Take your family out. Pay off credit card debt. Buy a Tesla. You know what I mean? There's a huge amount of what you could do when you get paid $5,000 a month. Hire someone to make 20 songs for you. 108 songs. I would have gladly got paid 5K a month to make 108 songs for somebody. But instead, I lost a 15K a month client because I made 108 songs. You guys see that? I could have paid someone to do that. A dime a dozen. They're all musicians are broke. I know. I was one for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I worked my butt off to make AI music work. I tried every way, and then I made a software that visualizes the music, and all of a sudden I made money again. And then I sold the code for that, and I made more money. All of a sudden I'm back into coding. Holy cow, I have more money in my pocket than I could do right now. It's amazing how fast it switched when I was selling the same thing that said AI in front of it.
Did you share the link for that 3-hour course?
Yeah, it's right here in the chat for you guys.
Okay.
YouTube link. I'll pop it in there again so you get it.
I was way up. There was a lot more chats in there since I hadn't scrolled down.
Software pays way more, and AI can do the work for us. The future is AI. I don't have to go to school. Isaac, you don't have to go to school to learn coding, because I don't know what the AI is telling me right now. But if I wanted to know, I would ask the AI what that means. And it will walk me through 10,000 times better than an instructor can with an audience of 30 people, because I have to learn pre-calculus before I could figure out how to code up a website in a class. And then I'm in debt for 3 years, and you're working for that company for 6 years. There's a difference when you could learn all this by yourself, and then if you so choose, cool, learn it, go to school, have them pay you. However, you could do all this by yourself in the spare time, and you could see I built the software is almost complete for Callan in less than 30 days. I could have charged him for the full project instead of just charging them by piece hourly. I'm giving them a swell deal by charging them monthly because how fast I'm working. We're going to be able to update, add new stuff, like everything. It's wild. I'm probably going to reach out to my 15K client and say, hey, like, I miss you. I miss your fat checks, right? Like, they were beautiful. I love cashing them. And I could do it 10 times faster now. I'll prove it because I can now. All of the stuff that we had, it was mostly spending time mapping all of the return data from the API to the front end. That's all it was. We were pulling real estate data, which has addresses, owner information, contact information, history. There's so much real estate data, and we have to map every single one of those in Bubble. It took forever. When you guys are watching that video, watch and learn Bubble, because you need to learn how Bubble works. But in the future, understand you're combining my AI team with Bubble. I haven't even made training videos on it, and I've been using it on an active daily basis. I don't understand. Like, I need help making the videos, as crazy as it sounds. If one person stood up and said, hey, Jeff, I'll make simple videos for you, less than 10 minutes, here I go, bam.
Oh my God.
And then just make them. Bam, here it is. I made it. It could do this one thing. This is how you do it. Boom, nailed it. Dude, I need these videos. I will send you a spreadsheet of what I need after I see the first one. Just make a simple one. This is proof that I could do it. Here's what it looks like done. Put it on YouTube. Prove it. And then guess what? That's the main job I'm looking for, because I know my AI team right now with the coding abilities, nobody else has what we have. I'm one guy over here needs help making the videos, needs help proving it out, needs help building this stuff. And I'm getting the clients. The reason I'm getting the clients first, the high paying clients, is so I can hire people to help me with these things. Alan's paying already. I have another guy that's going to be paying soon. I have a robot guy that's going to be paying soon. The link is sitting in his inbox waiting for the 5K to be paid. As soon as he does, guess what? I'm going to bring on one person. I'm going to say, hey, this is how you help me. And we're going to work through it. And then guess what? He's going to be in charge of that project. Then I'm going to hire somebody for the next project and the next project. But I want somebody that goes out and finds the projects and come back and say, hey, I have a client. Let's build this together. And eventually you are the guy I just hand all my projects to. This is where we're going. Okay. So probably the next directory I build is going to be a job board. As crazy as it sounds. Because one, I have people that are posting jobs that they need hired for. They need this, I need this hired for, and this is what I need set up and done. Submit a quote. And then also I need to be able to hire people to do these tasks. So that's probably what I'll build. And that will be like what I connect into live and all this stuff. So I'll be making some videos as I connect and show people how to do stuff in Bubble. So also, so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about also. So yeah. I've been pumped about this. This is like, it feels good to get excited about something also, and that pays really well. I like something about that pays well.
Yes.
It feels good.
All these are blessings. Yes.
Yeah. Like, because I was excited about AI music. I was excited. I thought I was going to get rich. Taylor Swift is rich. Lil Wayne, they all rap about money. And then when I started digging into it, they all have day jobs. All the producers have day jobs unless they're selling you the ability to like, I'll make you a song, which is fine. But from the outside, it looks like they were all rich. I thought you just put it up on Spotify and let the money come in, baby. Boy, was I wrong. There's a lot of work with that. However, the same amount of promotion that you do with that music, if you apply it to software, you're selling logins. Joey, turn that software that you're doing for the lyrics into software. Sell it, and I promise you, you'll see all of a sudden the money changes. Holy cow, people pay me more money for, and all they do is get access to some random rhyme generator. What? AI coded the whole thing. Joey, those little music softwares that you built, I'm telling you, are phenomenal. If you add a stem splitter and all these little tools and you embed it into a software that people could pay monthly for, that's a winner, man. Make it where they could make album art in seconds. Like, you're not changing your passion and you're just selling software. It's so cool. So cool. That group that you guys have, the Facebook group, that has almost 3,000 people in it so far. You guys get 20 to 30 people that join every single day that's interested in AI music. What an audience to sell software to. You can pick anything that you're interested in and build and sell software into that audience. Anything. Don't feel like, oh no, I have to leave my passions to go do something else. Biggest lie ever. Build software in the passion that you have. Show up and be the coolest kid. Now you have a music visualizer. Now you have a stem splitter. Now you have real estate software that could pull in and get leads and whatever you have. You own the software. You're the guy that's people are going to invite on the stage because you have a software tool that people are going to sell. All of it is possible with software. I know it because I built it. I know it because I'm doing it. My AI team gets me on stages. My AI team gets me affiliates. It's wild. And it's a tool that I just sell access and log into, and I get paid for it. I sold lifetime deals for $7,500 to my AI team at the beginning. We sold 10 of them in a month. On Christmas. I had a fat Christmas last year because of the software. And now they got access. They get login details. It's wild what you could do. Software is so incredibly powerful. It's leverage, and you own it. AI gives us the ability to code it. Getting clients is how you practice. If you're like, I don't know what to build, go get a client. Come back and we'll show you and teach you. Hire me. You could hire me one-on-one, and I will literally jump on Zoom calls like this and tell you what button to click. That's the training that you will have. Literally, the training. Directories are fantastic softwares to build. They get people customers. They get people traffic. Joey, you're in the laws of life. Build a directory for those guys. And they all have now a place to put their business and their link. And now you get paid. If you want to be on the premium, it's promoted for $27 a month. That whole software can be built. And they'll gladly pay you for that. And all they're doing is paying for a verified blue check mark at the top. And in a spot at the top. $27 a month to be at the top. And you could put infinite people up there. That's a product that they could bring in revenue for their whole business. Now you can have calendars because you can have speaker events, and you could incorporate everything into that little software, right? Like you could build for these audience that already exist the same way. When they come to the page, Joey, you could play the theme song at the bottom with waves moving. It's phenomenal what we could do with this stuff. So this is the direction that I am going. In 5 years, I will have a full team of 20 to 30 software developers working under me, all inside this, working on live Zoom like this calls. 10, 30, 40, 50 clients, 100 clients on software development a month. That's where I see us going. I envisioned it with AI music. I truly did. I thought we would be out racking out albums, and I would have different stages for each different band. I maybe one day. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe there's a music division. I don't know. But I feel like right now, the thing that could pay for all of this is freaking the software department. People need software tools in their business. We could build it. We productize the service so anyone can subscribe at any time. Here's the link. Unsubscribe, buy, cancel anytime. Super easy. Super easy. No contract. If you don't want to work with us next month, no hard feelings. Take care. I wish you the best of luck. Next. However, I know our software is going to be fast. I know we're going to be doing diligence, and I know we're going to do it right. I know that. Bubble does it right. AI codes it fast. Now we just need people that are willing to push the button and talk to the clients. That's it. That's your skill that I could help you guys get better on. That's the true part of handling software development. Okay? That's the true part. All right? Welcome back, Callan. So, yeah. So, I love you guys. If you guys need help getting a client, watch that video on how to get clients for websites. It's inside the training. I used to sell it for $200. Watch it for free. It's in there for free. You guys all have access to it. Okay? You got something you want to add, Callan, before we leave? If you're on mic. Nope. All right. Awesome. All right, guys. I love you. If you need any help, please message me. Literally, message me. Okay? If you need help closing the deal, message me. Right? Three-way me with the customer, and I'll say, hey, look, I'm going to help him build this software. We're going to rack it out. Here's 5 dashboards I built this week. We're going to make sure your software is up and running. Right? Like, we're going to rock it. Okay? Like, any of those. Okay? You're on mute, Troy, but you look great.
On mute again. I'm feeling like your typing skills. No, I say, Callan, the epic tool. Thanks, Jeff. Isaac, hit me up. I'll be down in OC. What's up, Joey? It sounds like Jeff has some good ideas for you to head forward. But yeah, great call. That's freaking this is epic shit for sure. You know, I kick myself all the time for yeah, It's back in crypto. I mean, I knew about Ethereum when it was under $1, and you know, bought some Bitcoin at 250, and you know, it's why I'm saying that is sometimes when something is so fresh, you know, not everybody freaking, the word isn't out yet. The everything's not out, and this is one of those things where it's just like, dude, this is don't take it lightly just because we're the few in the know, or we're the few with access, because this shit's legit. So yeah, we need to pick it up and run with it for sure.
It is. I agree. We are doctors and we are practicing. Okay. We practice on our software development clients. Developing is an act of building. Find the people that have problems and let's build stuff for them. Okay. You guys got this. All right. Callan also says it's an art. It is an art. I love you guys. Talk soon.
Love you too.
Bye.
All right.